Hello everyone, my name is Hasty Swampert and I am back to bring you all a post-commentary of the Universal Pokemon Association Season 4, Week 12. And for this week, we ended up battling Michael Straub, or the Saiyan Kirby, who's the coach of the Kansas City Cherrims. And if you look at his roster right here, he is Tyranitar, Togekiss, Galvantula, Blaziken, Gourgeist Extra Large, Camerupt. His Mega is Latias. His free slots: Tentacruel, Miltank, Crobat. I don't know why Crobat's down there. Diggersby and Jinx. So that's it. And if you look right here, I have the replay. And because of that, we're gonna just go over a little bit of stuff. Now, before I start the replay, the reason this is post commentary is because when doing the live commentary, someone ended up interrupting while I was recording, so I ended up just thinking, you know what, I'll just do a post commentary. And I know this video is late because I'm recording this on Friday, which was like 5 days after. So yeah, I had to do this eventually, and I thought I'd do it right now. So what are we waiting for? Let's just start the battle. So I lead off with my Zapdos because I felt like Zapdos had the best matchup in any of these moments. So I ended up having a Choice Specs Zapdos, and he ended up leading with Diggersby. Now, I had Hidden Power Ice, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and Heat Wave. I just went right for a Hidden Power Ice because I didn't think he would switch. It doesn't do much, it only does 3/4 of its health, and then he ends up going for a knockoff, and he also reveals in the process that he's Life Orb. No, he's not Life Orb, my bad. But I was static, so he ended up getting paralyzed. He switches out into the Tyranitar. I go for another Hidden Power. I just decided to sack this thing off because I felt like it wasn't worth keeping. So he Rock Slides, and Nacho Bird goes down. So from here, I end up bringing out Blastoise. So I go for a Scald. He brings in his Diggersby to sack it off, which was a good play on his part. Kudos to him. Now he brings in... Oh, shoot. I was gonna pause it, but you saw what happened. He ended up going for a Thunder, and I stayed in. The reason I stayed in was because I expected him to overpredict. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am prone to doing this if you have seen my past battles, because when I battled Michael last season, I did the same exact mistake. When I had Keldeo versus Talonflame, I predicted him to like Flare Blitz. Nope, he just went right for the Brave Bird. And also, now that I look back at it, I had no resistances to electric type moves, so really, he was free to Thunder anything. I could have brought in Registeel. Registeel would have been the best switch in, but he could have doubled out, but still, I felt like I could have just went into Registeel because Registeel walls Galvantula, but I didn't go for that, so foolish me. It takes me out entirely, which I also didn't expect, so yeah, I know. Now here I bring in Registeel. Now, he withdraws the Galvantula, and I predicted this because Galvantula can't do anything to me. So I predicted him to bring in the Blaziken because that's the best answer to Registeel. And I go right for the Thunder Wave. And I was like, yes, perfect. Managed to paralyze the Blaziken. And don't forget, Blaziken does not have Speed Boost. It has Blaze, because we voted on it and we said that Blaziken is perfectly fine. Speed Boost is overpowered. So I don't know why. Oh, I switch out here. That's good. Now I switch out. He goes for a Flare Blitz. It does over half, and he has Life Orb too. I decide to protect just so I can have another set of leftovers just to see if I have a chance to survive. Now here I go for a Wish. This was a silly idea because he could have Flare Blitzed me when he was paralyzed instead. So that paralysis kind of hurt him because Smelly didn't immediately die. So, need to keep that in mind next time. So he brings in the Golbat, now the Crobat. Now this is a problem because he gets the Nasty Plot up, and I get another Wish off. I don't know what the heck this thing could do to me, but he gets 2 Nasty Plots up, and he goes right for a Heat Wave. It misses. I go for a Thunder Wave, and I thought I'd survive this. So he goes for a Heat Wave. It knocks me down, all the way down, which surprised me because I ran a calc at +3. I was like, oh yeah, I'll survive this. But what I forgot to factor in was that his Crobat is Life Orbed, and the fact that he could just run Modest Nature, because my team, the fastest Pokemon is Simisage, and Simisage only has 101 speed. So with 130 speed, he can run Modest, outspeed my whole team without any Scarf. Well, with none of my Pokemon are Scarfed. So, poor Registeel went down here. I bring in Bisharp. I go right for the knockoff. I took out the Crobat. Now, this was something I didn't expect. I was like, what's he doing with the Blaziken? Is he sacking this thing off too? But it gets Vacuum Wave, which I did not know. Blaziken got Vacuum Wave. I was never told this. This was like completely random. I didn't expect Blaziken to have Vacuum Wave. So Bisharp just goes immediately down. You saw how fast that hit point bar just went to 0. So now I bring in Smelly again. I go right for the Moonblast because I assumed that it was like a naive nature because he had Flare Blitz and he had Vacuum Wave. So because of that, I just went for Moonblast, knocks it out. So there goes Blaziken. Aromatisse got 1 kill. So don't mind me, I'm just trying to plug in my computer because my battery is low. But I know here he brings in the Galvantula, and hold on a moment. So he brings in Galvantula, and I don't know what the heck this thing could do to me. Now, the Thunder, this amazed me. It only did 40%. Did not know that at all. I was like, oh, it's like a base 110 stab move. It's gonna do over half. And I'm physically defensive, so that surprised me. And he also revealed Poison Jab, which I don't get why he had that. Probably for, not even for Simisage. I don't know what the heck that was for. Never asked him. But Thunder's doing very little. I Moonblast, get rid of the Spoderman, or the Galvantula. Now here, alright, from this point on, I don't want to go through the whole replay. What I'll do is, I'll link the replay in the description for you to watch if you want to see the rest of this, but it's not that important. Pretty much, what happens is that I end up going into this big stall match, because I'll go over it a little. So, you see me and this Tyranitar. He goes for the taunt. I have Aroma Veil. Not gonna work. Aroma Veil blocks taunt. Now, I know he gets terrible hacks this battle, which I feel bad for, but I get another Wish off, and eventually he knocks me down enough, and he gets a ton of flinches, so it does make up for the amount of hacks he got from those moves missing and the paralysis. So he gets all these Rock Slide flinches, and I just spam Protect and Wish and Moonblast. I was hoping to wear this thing down, but what he also kept doing was, later on, he kept resetting the sand to just wear my team down quicker. Now, my Braviary is Choice Scarfed. If it was Bulk Up, maybe I would have had a chance. Maybe. But Tyranitar had Rest, so that was a real issue. So he keeps getting flinches. Like, it surprised me. I was like, oh my god. Like, wow. I'm surprised. So, he goes into the Miltank. So, so what really happens is, he goes back and forth with the Miltank, and I tried to, so what happened was, he also revealed Rest on the Tyranitar. I don't want to go through the whole replay. I'm going to stop after this. So, once he revealed Rest, I knew it was game over. I just knew that it was game over because there was no way I was going to outstall him. He had rest. I only had wish and protect, and I was like running low on wishes, and what I eventually tried to do was I tried to get him Braviary. He also revealed that he had Flamethrower on Tyranitar. So then Braviary, when I tried to bring it in much later on, he ends up Rock Sliding when I just predicted a Flamethrower. And I calced it later, there was no way Braviary was going to swing the battle back in the favor. So, really, this was it for the battle. What I did was, I stayed in until I ran out of Moonblast, then I forfeited because I couldn't do any more damage. He couldn't have taunted me just so I could struggle to death. So, after that, the battle just was over. I just forfeited because I was out of Moonblast. So, GG to Michael. He played well. We both played decently. And he won. I know that Hax was rather nasty to him, but still, he won. Good game to him. And that is it. So, I will leave the link to the replay if you want to watch the rest of it, because the rest of it's just really stally. And I would also leave a link to Michael's Twitter. And if you enjoyed this video, I would like it if you were to leave a like, comment, subscribe. That is, if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time.